Okay, so if OG is, there's still going to be this slippery problem. There's still going to be some problems with Tundra catching them. How does Tundra, what do you look as their game plan in stopping them?
I mean, the best way you can kind of mitigate a lack of catches is win lanes super hard. Like if you demolish lanes, then the game will somewhat play itself. Because
what if you start with 4 bounty runes?
Yeah, you know, start with 6 haste runes and an extra hero.
Yeah.
I mean that in the sense of like one of the consequences of when you win lanes is you take early towers. Yeah, and when you take early towers, it's a lot easier to constrict the map. So therefore, you don't have to get split up so hard, right?
Yeah, and you already outlined the fact that they have some like extreme sustain. So if they do get ahead off of lanes and they start this death ball, they should just be able to kind of like bulldoze through towers.
Yes.
While OG's like, haha, look at us split pushing the map, and Tundra's gonna be like, okay, but we're hitting your tier 2's now gone at 15 minutes.
So I think one of the biggest lanes is this Necro lane for me. Like, okay. What is he gonna get done in this lane phase when some of his XP is getting sapped by this Enigma in terms of this Monkey matchup? Because I think Monkey King is he's a very volatile laner. Like he can 100-0, he can get 0-100, anywhere in between, who knows. A lot of it comes down to gameplay in the matchup. Traditionally, I don't think he's amazing versus Necro in most situations, but again, that's where like maybe he gets a cheeky kill. Does the Necro just shove the lane, abuse him at some point, and take that early tower because he gets kicked out? Yeah, that lane can go a lot of different ways. So for me, that's one of the biggest question marks that going to set a lot of the tempo for this game, because it's also how greedy does this Enigma get, right? Yeah, we see him already jungling. Like Taiga likes to play this Enigma greedy. He's not afraid to just go in that jungle with a Blight Orb and play for his own farm. So
yeah, no reason not to. In the Shadow Demon, he abused the change in terrain a little bit, where you're now able to pull from the Dire side in between the tier 1 and tier 2 without running it into the towers. Normally you have to like pull it all the way. Previous patch you had to pull it all the way back behind the tier 2 and tier 3s. So now you're able to just have a little bit more even advantage that Radiant has in that regard.
See what happens. Yeah. Early disruption. I mean, this lane's kind of weird as well, because 33 doesn't really want to just push it in because their tower dive potential isn't that high, right? Yeah. This isn't like some Darkseer dueling where you get level 3, you shove it in, and you just dive him into the tower with like Darkseer clock, and this monkey dies a bunch. So it's kind of weird. Like, I understand at some point I do think you want to kick this monkey off the lane if you can, but it's a question of how early can you do that.
Yeah, Necrophos Shadow Demon. I can't say I've seen that lane too many times.
It's an awkward lane in some ways, but like, Necro is definitely going to get a lot done here, as we already see.
Why did they pick the Shadow Demon, in your opinion?
It's definitely a hero Tundra likes a lot. Like they first phase it a lot as well, and I think kind of gives them a small setup with the IO, which always having some more setup or disable with IO is nice. Sure. Like, this hero doesn't have a hard stun, but his ult's a borderline stun. You can disrupt for a torrent or some gyro spells coming in. So, and I mean, this game, like the purge on this monkey can be debilitating in some of those late game fights. Yeah.
Disruption save against Mars Snapfire is incredible. Could be good against the Enigma, the Purge against the Monkey King. There are a lot of great things about Shadow Demon. Just maybe not good in the laning phase unless he can land this last shot of poison. Taiga jukes over to the right, doesn't actually die.
Is it enough anyway?
Maybe. It's kind of looking at the illusions hit him down, and that's going to be first blood. Saksa picks it up.
Well, this is really good for Tundra, because this is the lane they want to be snowballing if they can. I think the IO gyro is like always going to be pretty much fine up here. Just too much sustain to battle through. Like maybe you kill someone once, but overall they're going to farm. And I think this mid lane's also kind of a trade lane. Probably slightly Kunkka favored for most of the early levels, but this is going to be, it kind of feels like a game it might be on BZM to pick up that early game along with this Mars and kind of act as that bulwark for some of these early fights, because Tundra's pulling ahead here. Yeah. Like 2K at 4 minutes is a significant lead.
No, seriously. Trying to get some denies in. Misha and Amar comboing up nicely in that regard, but you can see they're being just assaulted by this IO Gyro combination. That's not the only hero that can pair up with IO, right? We've got IO Necrophos, which does pair up pretty nicely, especially with the new shard on IO, being able to give spell knife steal to your ally.
Yeah, it's very interesting for both this Gyro and the Necro, to be honest. Yeah. Normally, I think we would see this Mars snap lane be like a lane dominator because the minus armor smash there is so high, but 33.
You're try to feast off the Eidolon. He does have 8 stick charges, so he's going to be okay here. And you could see the OG was aware of that. He backed out immediately after getting the Jingu stacks up.
Still, they're keeping it low, which is good.
Yeah.
What I was saying up here is this Gyro he's one of the highest armor range laners in the game. That's somewhat the benefit of this hero. His laning can be really strong in these physical trade lanes because he has such high HP and high armor. And when Isle's amping that up, like this is just a tough lane for this Mars snap early. And traditionally, the Isle Gyro is weaker on those like very early levels, like especially if you go an early flag point. So Tundra's probably going to be happy with how these lanes are going for them. 100%. See, early Bode. Not going to connect though.
Panic, panic, panic. DCM just kind of forcing out something from the captain. Taiga losing his Eidolons here, but doing what he can to give Yuragi an okay laning experience in solo. 6-minute power rounds. Who's going to get it, SVG? Is the BCM going to continue his 50-50 luck? He's going to have to TP into somewhere.
It's going to be a 1-on-2 because Sox is already there. The outside is 33 getting gone on. And take the early Ghost Shroud point.
He dodges slow, but ultimately it's just delaying the inevitable. So that's going to be Jingu stacks up for Yuragi. And BCM does get the rune again. He 50-50 to the top part and got an illusion.
Just don't even try versus guy, honestly. Just, you know, farm a camp instead. Not your day 9. Sorry.
Maybe this is why people were saying he's like top 3 mids in the world right now.
Definitely helps.
All that rune life. Where would you put BCM? Because there's a lot of hype around this guy. Well warranted. I mean, I think his play so far this season has been incredible. Where would you kind of list him in the mids of the world?
That's a deep question to just throw on me there.
Sure.
I'd have to really think about it. But okay. As far as like his gameplay and how he's performing, all of that, like he's probably in top 5. Yeah, I feel like, and that's where at least that's where the debate should be, right? Yeah. As far as those exact placements, I have to think about that a little more before I cast judgment. But
I mean, I think it's
he's definitely up there.
You'll never be able to cast the exact judgment until we get some more international competition.
Yeah,
right?
That too.
So, but yeah, it definitely speaks to BCM and his skills right now being very highly regarded.
33, he's going for Helm of the Dominator Necro. Not a very common build, but if there was one guy who was going to do it, it's probably him.
Illusion.
I can kind of see it. I mean, there's some physical damage that's going to be coming in his way, so it's the buildup is going to be nice for him, right?
Yeah, the Helm's super nice. At the same time, not a high mana regen item, not a mobility item. I'm going to be interested to see what he goes after this. Again, though, going back to that point of like he really wants to kick the monkey out and take the tower, it'll help him do that, play that role. And the group up is really powerful. So conceptually, I think the item makes sense this game, but individually for Necro as a hero, we'll see if it has the largest impact.
And also, what's he going to grab? He's no way he's grabbing a Harpy creep right away, right?
Yeah, not this early. I mean, probably whatever the jungle blesses you with.
Sure, sure. Who would you say the best creep is to grab in his situation right now?
I honestly think like the large Satyr is decent just because the early nuke damage coming off those Hadoukens are so massive.
Yeah, combine the regen aura with...
But the Troll's also got to be up there, right?
Sure.
Just the early skeleton rally, especially versus OG, who doesn't have a lot of... Like, Monkey can slap it, but you just keep summoning, right? You have infinite mana, so... Probably up there for one of those.
Alright, let's hop it away. They do manage to get a disruption.
I just invis here.
Yeah, if they could have cut down the tree or something, then it would have been an opportunity for 9 to be able to follow it up, but no Quelling Blade or anything on Necrophos.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
A little bit of a missed rotation, but at the same time, you know, Yuragi's got to be thinking about where this Kunkka is. We see arena top.
Yeah, Snake King has already popped the salve, but he ends up tethering through the arena onto the other side, and that cancels the salve. Either way, probably didn't make much of a difference with BZM there with the added nukes. It's an easy double kill for him.
Under attack.
They were up so far in that lane versus that arena. Snake King's been stacking this jungle. OG wants to steal right here. They have the vision to do it. This would be a really big swing in this early game. I mean, that double kill was already a huge swing, but this is adding fuel to the fire. Nine's coming over to contest.
Yeah, sadly, OG, just the two of them, don't quite have the nukes to be able to clear through it. And there is no arena, meaning they can't easily contest if they're doing it right now, so...
Dire's
That
middle
was a
tower
huge
is
kill
under
for a lot of
attack.
reasons. Like, Skeeter also went this early Rocket Barrage build, which is traditionally like a lane-dominating kill lane.
Yeah.
You want to get a kill with call down, like keep them low so you can build up to that point. This isn't just max flax stats, AFK farm gyro. So the fact that Amar can turn that lane around, get the double kill for his mid, which is arguably, again, you want BZM to snowball this game, right? That is the hero you want to be picking up. Set the food trough out for him and let him feast.
And so far, it's feasting pretty good. Skater once again trying to snag some of these stacks that they had coming up. Amar being a nuisance, gets that last Satyr down with the spear.
This is part of the game where Io Gyro is going to start to move to the jungle and clear it. Kunkka also clearing it. Nine is super jacked this game, 112 CS. He has just been racing it up outside of that mini move we saw bottom. Torn stack on the Ancients? Ooh.
Radiant's top
Nice, well
tower
played
is
by
under
Nine.
attack.
Even though he's taken some of the Gyro's farm in a way. Oh, they do have the relocate on the other side of things. This is what you were talking about, the Shattered Evening being great setup for relocate.
Yep.
If you don't have some sort of blink mechanism, you're not going anywhere once you get purged. Oh, they're actually going to set up on this relocate back. The question is Snake King going to bring the Gyro back? He does not. So he actually
Radiant's
accepts his
bottom
fate. A
tower
good read
is
by
under
him.
attack.
Yeah, they had the ward there. That ward's done a lot of work for them. That's a Radiant ward, so they set up. But I guess he just read it, huh?
Yeah,
very
it
nice.
seemed like it. I mean, they were even smoking stuff, so maybe they just noticed that Mars was no longer in lane. They are going to go for the kill here onto Nine, but the kiss is raining in. It's more than enough damage. The boat is not going to be enough to save Nine.
Dire's
And,
top tower
33
is under
GP
attack.
too.
Yeah,
Radiant's
he's going to
bottom
catch
tower
the
has
next
fallen.
incoming creep wave. OG just seems to be keeping a pretty nice fast pace that is keeping Tundra down.
Yeah, they've mitigated some of those early laning issues a lot. They can't even catch Sox here.
Dire's top tower is under
Super
attack.
nice by BZM. He's playing super
Radiant's
well.
bottom tower is under attack.
Soxa did at least manage to grab the Invis rune away from BZM. Misha tries to go for the giant neutrals and he gets it.
OG giving them nothing here.
Absolutely nothing. Misha having a good time with that one. Skeeter
Only some
somehow missing
chuckles.
the last hit. Sensible chuckles.
Dire's top
Yeah,
tower
I'll give you
is
my
under attack.
laughs as I watch you be slowly demoralized.
Yeah, that's a better reaction from Misha than when we see Amar when he's tipping and then you just cut to the camera on him and he's stone faced. You know?
Because he's been doing it for years.
That's true. He breaks yet another spirit on the enemy team and it means nothing to him.
It's just another for the rack of skulls.
Amar sitting on his throne of skulls, broken minds. 6-2, OG may be up in kills, but because of all the stacks going on, it is limited how much of a net worth lead they have, and that's going to continue as Skater's going to be clearing through these ancient stacks right now, looking to catch back up to everybody else who's ahead in the net worth chart above him. They're going to be able to find Nine here. Nine, who really wanted to complete his BKB, and will actually maybe survive through all of this one. The rest of the team coming in with the relocate. They're going to try and catch BZM, but he has an astral step away as to dissimulate to dodge the incoming missile as well. So should be fine. Misha actually showing up to make sure it doesn't land. The Reaper Scythe is going to be able to... Oh, it doesn't actually kill him. The wand keeps him alive afterwards too. And it's 33 who dies instead. And he did get the Harpy, by the way.
Did go this Harpy. Honestly, I don't think this is the part of the game you even want the Harpy. Like,
Yeah, I agree.
so much net worth goes into seeing them there, which did what? Like, I almost feel like if he had some other sustain item, some other team fight item, it can maybe take that fight a bit easier. You were talking about this net worth being even, but I do not feel like this game is going even at all. I feel like OG is getting everything they want on the map right now. 100 not answering. So much of their net worth's coming from these jungle stacks and whatever, but like, you're not going to have those
Dire's
forever.
middle tower is
Yeah,
under
eventually
attack.
those are going to run out, and you can see the domination that OG's exerting on the map is about to become a tyrant's fist of control as they're going to be able to take the middle lane tower, and Tundra's going to be left with very little to keep this farm going.
Dire's middle
All their
tower
downside
has
is
fallen.
The other large impact for heroes in Dota is their levels. And this Gyro is getting stunted because one, he had a bad death, but two, like this IO is gonna sap his XP. So this is where if you join the fights, you need those kills to get the levels back. Like that's how your team's gonna get back to you.
Yeah.
He's sitting at level 9 and he's far behind. Like, what happens when level 9 Gyro tries to fight level 13 Void Spirit, right? That's kind of one of those power differentials OG can abuse. I feel like they're just getting way more out of the map right now. Early blink on Taiga. Might be able to use these holes a bit more aggressively. This is where Tundra's itemized to group up. Where do you go with it? How do you use it? This is again where that limited catch is really hurting them.
Gold for my chest.
They do have BKB about to be done on 9.
There's a smoke from Tundra here in their jungle. I'm gonna try and find something on mid, I guess.
They do have a relocate. So if they collapse correctly here, this could be an easy pick into a tower.
She is not giving them any openings here.
Certainly are. You could see Taiga being very defensive, throwing his Eidolons down lane. BZM's not showing super aggressively. Misha is actually kind of protecting him from smokes right now. Misha spots it incoming. He tries to get out of vision to be able to go for a TP out. It's not going to work for him. Still, though, in many ways, his job here is done. He does save BZM for the potential game.
It's a big kill in terms of the stack for Necro and burn charges. So these Tundra finding something. But again, it kind of feels like last game. Like OG just giving them the runaround on the map. Maybe Tundra more confident to scale into that late game with IO Gyro than the previous one, but I'm not sure I 100% buy it. Yeah.
Relocate out. Snaky's going to try for it. The buildup of damage. They do manage to get the stun onto the IO, stopping the relocate out. Skeeter is going to be left behind, it looks like. Snake no longer having an exit here. The next round of creeps are coming in. A tether away, and he is out. Still another bad death for the Gyrocopter. I mean, talk about fighting very far forward. They seem to be overestimating the IO's capabilities of keeping people alive or getting them out of these situations.
Yeah, maybe Snaking just needs to play super far back and play for these reload saves, but honestly, really nice ward down there that Misha placed earlier to kind of set that up.
Yeah.
That's, again, the mobility. You can use it to your advantage as well. Just OG using them on the map, which you don't see every time versus IO Gyro. You kind of think of IO as the ultimate map mobility hero, right? But it kind of goes into, like, Tundra's lack of setup, and OG just making the better moves.
Certainly are. Skeeter, he's going to complete a BKB pretty soon. I mean, if they get these BKBs and they don't get anything significant done when it comes to team fights and objectives, I'd be very worried for Tundra. Their chances of being able to keep this series going to Game 3.
I agree. Their BKB timing is very strong in this game. It ignores a lot of OG's early damage. And like, if they don't get this mid-tier 1 down at some point in the next 4 to 5 minutes, I'm really worried for them. Because I don't think this tower should be up with their kind of lineup and what they're itemizing.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Disruption doesn't last quite that long, Saksa. Sorry. So he was always going to get speared in that situation, I believe. 10-3 now. Bar finds another victim. He's going to be going for a BKB as well. Definitely see that clash. Snaking making the read of the ward that we were talking about earlier. That did catch that kill on the Gyrocopter.
That's not the easiest D ward, so it's a very valuable one. But OG still has like both these cliffs up, so we're still seeing a lot. And this is Tundra's double BKB timing. Of course, Kunkka's had his for a bit, but Gyro had to catch up.
Now we get to the point where we talk about early on the slipperiness of OG's heroes if they want to. Oh, the smoke instantly breaking. Large spotting these heroes. They do manage to get the stun onto Snaking. This is a really good start for them. They kill that 5 position right away, and it's for free. BZM now looking for an open grab. Skeeter, he's going to be forced to use his BKB early here and fight back without the IO, and now they've got the black hole on top of him, and he's just dead. BKB immediately activated by Yuragi, but died, he has nothing. He has no damage behind him, and his BKB is eventually going to wear thin. OG, they seem to have Tundra's number and are completely countering their plays in this series. 33 might just be dead as well as he gets tossed back in by the spear. Yuragi's on top of him. No chance to pop the Ghost Shroud. Ultra kill for Yuragi off of a 1x1x1x1 kill fest.
It's looking a lot like last game, I must say. Like, Yuragi and BZM, similar to last game, just running Tundra down one hero at a time. Where's that turnaround for Tundra? We talked about all these sustains and saves, but didn't even feel like they were there that fight.
No, they did not. It just seems like Tundra on a whole is just not on the same page.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I mean, just it's low damage at this point. Like, it's kind of weird to say, but you have a lot of sustain, but who's actually killing OG's heroes back? This Void Spirit, he has a full Ags. It's almost 2,000
Radiant's
HP,
middle
multiple
tower is
silences,
under
multiple
attack.
disjoints. This
Radiant
Mars is
structures
2,000
are
HP.
fortified.
It's just all on Skeeter and like a Soul Catcher, you know?
Yeah. They run it right back. BKB is going to be activated before the spear, so the timing a little bit off there from OG. They tried to go for the Malefice into spear combo, I guess. Not the easiest to execute, but either way, it does defend their tower. Does force something out of the Gyrocopter.
I feel like every time Tundra goes for these little pushes and they get rebuked, it stings a little bit. I think at this point you're playing to gear up for that late game with the Isle Gyro, right? Like, I think you kind of just, whatever. This mid-game timing did not go our way at all. Now we gotta go late. I hope that, you know, this Ag Satanic type Gyro can fight through OG's damage and just outpace them. Because this mid-game is gonna be hard. Like, you just did not get these BKBs, and especially this Necro build. Like, HOD treads earn. This is very much an early game power push oriented type thing. So he's not feeling great about his position in the game, I'll tell you that much. Especially with this BKB Enigma coming online soon.
BKB Enigma, BKB completed for Amar.
Yeah, like what happens when he just blink black holes Gyro every
Radiant's
fight?
bottom tower
I hope
is
there's a
under
disruption. I mean, what if he's BKB?
attack. Dire
What do you
are
do then?
scanning.
Yeah, at best you disrupt the Gyrocopter, but then he's still stuck kind of in the same state. Most likely Amar gonna go for it. Catches the spear on the Gyro. Snake King can do nothing to get them out. Even if he had relocate, there was BZM with the AoE silence to cover everything. The additional nukes get the additional kill. Double for BZM, and OG filter into the Roshan pit.
That is just so hard to play with.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Steals at some point, OG makes a move, and it's like hit every time in the game.
Yeah. I don't even know. See, Nullfire being built up by Amar. I don't even know, like, Tundra, what did they even do from here? Because they no longer can win fights, it looks like. 33. They tried to go for a pickoff on Misha. They can't even get that much. Now BZM is here. His silences are going to be devastating. They try and go for the Reaper side kill. Almost got him. So close, but the black hole save from Taiga saves it all. And now the rest of the team's going to come in. They do have to relocate it on in here. They cannot fight the Monkey King. Saksa knows it. He's probably going to be dying here, but at least he gets off the purge. Goes for a desperate TP out, but he's not hidden behind the tree. Yuragi spots him. Relocate back away. 9 thought about going for the execution, but the Void Spirit is already healed up enough, and it's similarly not worth the attempt on Misha.
See, that fight was like going decent for Tundra there, considering what happened. And that Reaper kill had landed, it would have been huge.
Oh yeah,
that was super close. We saw that Death Seeker come out to try and amp that damage, but
Radiant's
barely
middle
not
tower
enough.
is under attack.
That is how Tundra can kind of win these fights. Like, if they get a huge core kill like that, then their sustain counts for a lot more, especially if it's this Void Spirit who's so much their damage.
Look at that. Anybody, the Shadow Demon or the Kunkka swings on BZM there, he's dead. But Taiga saves them with the black hole. The result is still not a terrible fight for Tundra, as you say, because they traded 1 for 1, black hole down, BKB's used.
And remember, that's Aegis Monkey coming fresh off that Roshan kill, so
yeah,
it's not like they're going to win that fight over time anyway. So the fact they all get out there, probably a win for Tundra.
Now Yuragi is going to be going for a Scotty. Saksa hits him with the damage before he can re-jump away. Disruption. I think he's trying to see. You're going to pop BKB here. Yuragi gonna try and back away. The rest of his team is behind him. They actually start throwing out the kisses. They spot Zoxa, and you know Amar wants that kill. He's gonna be able to spear pin. Easy kill there. 9 showed himself, tried to actually finish off the Aegis kill, couldn't quite get it. Now BCM is in deep.
How much sustain do you have?
Him down through all the sustain of the IO, through 33 being right next to him, and it did not matter. 9 struggling to put any damage in and is now pinned with Yuragi, his initial target, getting revenge.
Tundra's just crumbling here, like one by one TPing, not enough sustain versus BZM's damage. This Veil pickup by the Snapfire also doing a huge amount of work for him. Doesn't feel like there's enough sustain buildable in this game at this point.
Not with this kind of burst built up by OG, and they just go straight for the high ground. Nothing's really stopping them at this point.
God, none of OG's cores have died once. Oh my god. That's rare.
It's 4-20?
That's rare.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Blazes. You already know.
You already know. You know, Jinkyu's thinking about it. Gyrocopter gonna be pinned again. Disruption save is here this time around. They're gonna run the Reaper sight, and they do get it this time. A big streak being given away to 33 here, and they will try and chase for a little bit more, but they gotta be careful. He saw his little skull.
OG still has
Chasing
Aegis
after
here.
Yuragi. 33. He's just being fearless right now. The 4 versus 5. They're willing to try and take this fight. Anything to try and make the comeback. They spot a Taiga. Misha getting low as well. Yuragi and Amar bouncing backward. They're not seeing an opportunity to fight. Oh, disruption catching him off the poison. Here comes the bolt, but the damage did not tick in. They couldn't stop him. He's already jumped away. And it looks like Mars, he's going to be able to blink out as well. The arena protecting them from any further advances of Tundra.
That was honestly a crazy kind of, you know, scouting or whatever you want to call it from OG. I think they were looking like, okay, if Tundra groups, we can take the fight with the BKB Black Hole in this Monkey Aegis.
Radiant
But,
structures
like,
are
super
fortified.
high risk. They maybe get caught there
Radiant's
randomly, you know?
middle
So
tower is under attack.
very, very high skill play to look for it.
Oh, and Amar, you know he doesn't have BKB. They don't have the Reaper's Sign, but they certainly have the magic damage coming in for the Black Hole. BKB Black Hole catching 3. Saksa sitting on the side. Disruption on 1. Yuragi's not able to pump up quite enough damage to kill during the Black Hole, and he actually loses his Aegis. Now Taiga, 33. The sustain is coming in, keeping everyone alive. Nice 2-man stun, though, with the kisses raining in from above. 33 is going to die right next to his brother, and that is going to be 2 down. They get something for that Aegis cost.
That's a very big Aegis usage on the lower end of that timer.
Yeah.
My god, that was a black hole. So much sustain, no one even died in it.
Yeah.
Now we're starting to see some of that come online. 5,000 damage almost negated there. But then at the end, like,
Yeah.
you needed a second round. I mean, super good initiation here, recognizing he doesn't have that BKB. Kicks out here on that last death.
Oh, the cut tree on Yuragi. That's where a lot of the damage just went away. Did they get the relocate back out from the IO? These two stuck. Beautiful stun there from Yuragi. Tundra lining up pretty nicely for them.
Starting to see some life from Tundra, though. That's what it feels like. Like
A little bit, yeah.
if they can find these windows where the BKB is down on a core and they get that Necro burst, this is Necro Shattered. This is an old school combo. Like, you throw that Reaper, you throw that Soul Catcher, plus that Death Seeker. Percentage-wise, it's almost a guaranteed kill right off that.
Yeah,
Kind of crazy. And OG does not have a save. That is the downside for their lineup this game. It feels like that's Tundra's best window into these fights.
They don't have a save yet. I would love to see Misha build up Aghanim Scepter. Maybe that's too much of a dream for a 5 position.
That's a dream, right? That's a pipe dream right there.
A 5 dream or a pipe dream? Which one?
They're the same, one and the same. See you in 30 minutes.
Relocate. Staking.
Oh, he's going in double damage.
Yeah, Yuragi's still okay. This is an opportunity here. They couldn't get off the disruption fast enough.
Didn't purge it.
Peter's going to pop his BKB. They relocate back out. It's going to be successful, but it is going to leave Saksa behind to pay the sins of Snake King's relocate, which I'm not even sure what they thought that was exactly.
Maybe just farming or whatever, but again, every time some fight like that breaks out and Tundra only loses 1, I think it's a win for them because chase potential from OG is insane this game, similar to last one.
Yeah.
Between Yuragi and BSM, being able to chase is 100% guaranteed if Tundra does not immediately fail.
still OG very much in the driver's seat, as you can see, dictating the pace of the game. They're the ones oftentimes deciding the fights. They get this tier 2 in the top lane. They're the ones who can kind of control and wait for the next Roshan spawn, which is going to be not too far away. Refresher being built up by Amar. You could definitely see, as you were talking about, the build up here from Tundra. And more than anything, even if they don't win this game, you could see the potential of what this 5-man could have accomplished if they didn't lose some of those like 10 to 20 minute windows.
Yeah, that window killed a lot of the momentum off that lanes, because lanes were going okay, but at the same time, like, you gotta push it into something to get those levels back on your Io Gyro there. And once that didn't happen, like, it's just catch up for the whole game from them. And doing a decent job at making it happen. They definitely felt more like a cohesive unit here in the last 10 minutes than that previous 10, but it's still an uphill battle because Monkey King is going to be terrifying in this late game. Oh, remember, OG picked this monkey into the Io Gyro. They're very confident with this Scotty, with his late game timings, being able to man up with that black hole behind him. It's not going to be an easy man fight, even if Skeeter gets to that point.
Yeah. I mean, what an effective Scotty game against Io Necrophos for the counter heal. Okay, they're actually going to cycle the combo, but it's not going to be enough. Yuragi, about a third HP, pops his BKB. He's okay now, and the black hole catches the 2 cores. They're not getting away from Weasley. Beautiful disruption, though. Can they kill Snaky fast enough? The spear goes down, and he is going to die. Skeeter, he's going to be left here to stand and fight without the Io. Buyback's coming in, but they're not going to be able to get here in time. The cores are already getting melted. Blink away. 9. Oh, 9. Amar spots him for a second here, throws out the spear. He catches him, but nothing to pin him to. The Shadow Demon's going to die inside here for the trees. Tundra, it seems like their 5-man, it's going to come a little bit too little, too late for them as OG win yet another fight. Now, incredibly far ahead and should secure themselves the Roshan.
I mean, those Reaper kills have to land, it feels like. How else do they ever win some of these engagements? Because you know your Gyro's getting black holed at some point. And that is just, there was a super nice disruption off that. Saved him from a lot of the damage, but where's that damage follow-up coming from if OG's still high enough at that point and the Reaper doesn't land?
Tower is under attack.
Just does not feel like it's going to be there yet. Now this game is a real uphill battle because Tundra committed 2 buybacks for that as well. Not going to have that for some Roshan engagement, which could maybe get them back in this game.
Pretty much left in one more fight could be the knockout here. OG spot the Roshan again. I feel like they've asserted their control enough that this should be pretty free. This is going to be both an Aegis and a shard for them. Is Tundra going to be left scrambling around the map, trying to pick up the crumbs that are left on the sides, the edges of the map.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Nine was closing in on that Axe, but he might not even get it before this game is over. And I'm not even sure how much it changes. It's going to be annoying in the fight, gives him a little more damage, but
yeah, I'm surprised he didn't go for a little bit more of a physical burst just because of the Reaper's side. Yeah, it's like they need that little extra something, right, to push that over the edge.
I feel like they're lacking damage hard, and also 33's build. This was just a build that was on that tempo game, on that early tower taking, on the early skirmishing. At this point, so much of his net worth, like, he doesn't even have the vessel charges. So this HOD, this vessel, it's like empty net worth in a sense.
Yeah.
You almost wish you got Dagon 3 or something, like.
Yeah, seriously. Or what about Veil? I mean, you've got this combination of Shadow Team and Necrophos. Like, where's the Spirit Vessel Veil build up?
I mean, that's Dota though too, right? Like, this build could have paid off super big for Steam if those earlier fights went in their favor, and we'd be talking about like how much sustain and extra objective taking it gave him. Yeah, that's the downside. Some of these things, they work out and they don't. That's execution. It's the name of the game.
Misha is going to be looking for a Harpy here, because right now it's just about corralling Tundra back inside their base. Indeed, Ice Frog's finest creation. He just keeps on coming up with new bangers.
Yeah. What was your previous favorite one?
I mean, Monkey King went on release is definitely one of the. I know they're all finest
heroes
creations,
on release.
That was a premium creation right there. One-shotting people at level 2.
You
That
see
was
Primal Beast,
yeah. Primal Beast is something else.
Earth
too.
Spirit on release. Hero had enough stuns, disables, slows for 3 heroes combined.
Yeah, but that's the toolkit of every new hero now.
That's true.
Just look at Marcy.
Maybe they should just make a new hero that's super bad. Throw everybody off, you know?
Yeah.
Here's a lump of clay.
Dire's middle tower has
OG.
fallen.
Trying to finish this game off. Full nullifier on Yuragi is just gonna destroy Necro in this
Radiant's
fight.
bottom tower
Oh yeah,
is under
Jesus.
attack.
I don't know what 33 is possibly gonna do.
They see him.
Do. He's got a heartbeat creep, so he sees the heroes chasing after him. He doesn't have a TP scroll for 5 seconds, so he's gonna be caught.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Will manage to get 9 in the mid lane at the same time, so that's going to be 2 cores down. And perhaps an opportunity to go high ground. Skeeter, you can see him and Snake King. They're going to try and poke at this high ground because they've got to force some rotations back. But they have to make sure they don't get caught, and that is already happened. Snake King, he doesn't have a tether. Okay, he tethers out of the Gyrocopter. At least Gyro gets away, but without mobile, OGR, they get that kill, and they can go right back to mid lane pretty quickly here.
I think OG played even better this game than last game in terms of, like last game, I feel like they were playing that cat and mouse to string the game out to hit the timing. This game, I felt like they took the onus onto Tundra's side of the map, kicked this out Gyro out of a lot of the areas he wanted to farm. I think Tundra felt super awkward this entire game almost.
Okay, look
the
at
past 5 minutes.
Look at this. He knows because of his ward. He spotted where the harpy was, and he tried to bait his illusion to see if Amar would jump on it. He disrupted outside of the harpy's vision and then threw his one illusion forward.
Dire's middle barracks are under
Didn't quite
attack.
work though. Tries it again here, but Amar doesn't seem to be taking the bait at all.
Dire's middle barracks.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't mention, but
Dire's
Nisha
bottom
also with that
barracks are
HOD,
under
Harpy
attack.
on Harpy gaming this series. Taking a page out of Tundra's book.
And Tundra's going to go up to top lane with the last bit of the Aegis left. And they've got the double ring, Wukong's man. So he can go ahead and just pop it in that top lane if he wants to and kind of dare Tundra to fight into that, or else they're going to take Mega.
There's a Wukong, there's double Arena, there's double Black Hole. White Spirit has double of everything because he's an insane hero.
MVP saved by Misha, gets the Harpy out of there.
God, you know who you want to save.
Dire's
Yeah.
bottom barracks is fallen.
That's where your monkey gets jumped and you're like, cookie me. Like, sorry, bro.
Sorry, I already used it on the Harpy.
Already used it on our carry.
Who? Blink Dagger for Yuragi, that's interesting. So that'll be his replacement. He's going to go for an Arcane Blink, so we can blink Wukong's command really quickly.
Why not?
Sure.
Why not? I don't know if Arcane Blink Monkey is always the play, but
Yeah.
why not? I mean,
25 seconds left on the Aegis.
Tundra with their own Harpy.
Yeah, they get some vision here. Ooh, missed out on that one, but they do manage to get the 2-man Black Hole. 33 being pulled in as well. Disruption's going to be able to save the eye. Oh, look at that Wukong's man. They do manage to kill the sneaking, going out for the relocate. He's attempting to get into the statues. Kill him first. Skeeter's doing some good damage in return, though. Probably quite low, but Skeeter, he dies first. The pull back in, 9. He does no physical damage whatsoever. They try and go for the Reaper Scythe kill, but it's not quite enough. He's barely survives, keeps himself up. He does get burnt out towards the end, but he's got a buyback, and that is something, a luxury that Tundra does not have, as it's just going to be Snake King, and now he's dead, so it's just 33. 1 versus 5. The Necrophos hard countered here by Amar. GG indeed. OG just looking like they're picking up pace here. Yes, they lost their series earlier, but again, they had not been able to win a series against Tundra.